Hey, good evening, everybody out there. It's Kateria Knows. I just have some thoughts that I want to share, really, of what's going on. I'm just chilling in my room. Let me see the stuff that's on my wall. Got my vision board up there. Anyhow, I want to share some thoughts. I want to share some thoughts on parenting and being a village. Really, and what I want to say about this is that oftentimes I hear people being like, oh, I'm just worried about me and my family. I'm not worried about everybody else and what they got going on. This and that. It's about me and my kids. And the issue is, first of all, they're calling their children kids, and they shouldn't be calling them that because they're not baby goats. But, anyways, besides all of that, um, we need to have a more village state of mind when it comes to raising children. And it is so imperative that we do so because I have two children. I have a son and I have a daughter. And if I think about, oh, it's just all about me, it's nothing that's going on in my family or with other people has to do with me. If I take that approach, then I would have I'll raise my son, my daughter, and only think about myself, not thinking about my neighbors and their children and what they have going on in their lives, if they have enough food or care or nurture. And then these children can grow up, either date my son and daughter, little thugs, little hoes, hood rats, break my children's hearts, or you got these little boys that's growing up and pulling triggers and things like that. So when it comes to raising children, I think of all the children that are around me. I'm not a mother of just, my little ones. I'm everyone's children's mother in some form or fashion, directly, indirectly. Any child that I come into contact with, I look at them as they are my child because they may be my children's friends and may influence my children in one way or the other. So if I embrace them too and I teach them or give them certain lessons or direct them in certain ways, give them nurturing or what have you, they will always remember that. They'll always remember, there was somebody that was really nice. There was somebody that treated me well. And another thing also with this is, if you're staying in the community, you don't know how long you'll be there or if you're going to move or what have you. And oftentimes people stay in the community of where they are for many years, and their children go to the public elementary school, on to junior high school, college, and end up working in these jobs. But if the child has issues, with other children, or you're not, like, taking it upon yourself to raise all the children that are around you, it can kind of hold back certain opportunities from your child or from their whole entire overall experience, because you will be so caught up thinking about yourself and your life and your children, not understanding that all these children around you affect your child. So if you're raising your children and you're privileged, you guys have money, or everything is good, and you teach your children to look down upon those who don't have as much as them, then those children can grow up to be jealous of your children and rob them or rape them or beat them up and be like, oh yeah, you were the girl in school that had this and that, or all these things. We need to take that into mind and into our perspective when it comes to dealing with everybody that you deal with, even beyond the whole children thing. But respect everyone that you come into contact with, because you never know when you may see this person again. For instance, you could go into a grocery store and someone is taking too long to get you what you need, or they're in front of you and they're taking forever, and you're like, oh my God, if they don't just move, fuck that, and you have a bad attitude. Then the next thing you know, you're sick and you go to the doctors, and that was the person that you were being rude to walks in and they're your nurse. So, and then they do weird things. You never know how people hold on to grudges. So we need to really respect everyone and understand that everybody that is on planet Earth affects you directly and or indirectly. Nevertheless, peace and love. Everyone is your child, and know that and embrace that, because we can really change the world if we have that thought, that perspective, and that type of nurturing is being passed around the planet, as though everyone's child is your child. Peace and love, family. Speak to you again very soon.